Hello, you're welcome to ABC Highlights. My name is Ofori-Atta.
And my name is Nana Kwame Brobe.
Here we bring you news on happenings in the country, on the continent, and across the globe. Get ready for a whirlwind of stories in politics, governance, and entertainment.
And the whirlwind begins now. So on to our first story. Majority of the MPs in Parliament are calling for the resignation of Finance Minister Honorable Ken Ofori-Atta on the basis of incompetency. And if you follow this conversation or this discourse over some time, springing from last year, you realize that MPs from the Majority Caucus went to the President, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, petitioning that he sacks or relieves the finance minister from his duties on the basis, then again, that even though they've blamed global reasons for why we are in the economic downpour that we are in right now, he should be able to deliver us from whatever economic state we are in, and he's failed to do that. But the president said they should hold their horses and wait for the IMF negotiations to be done, and we can revisit the conversation. But now it is done. We've received 600 million of the 3 billion that we are supposed to receive. So what's up? What is happening?
So I think the thing that Ghanaians want to know is this, call for him to be, should I say, dismissed, has come up over and over again. Yes, the president said, okay, so give it some time, let him deal with IMF, and then we will revisit the conversation again. I believe that is done, so we need to revisit the conversation so we know, okay, are you letting him stay as the finance minister, or we're getting a new finance minister?
Well, that too, but a lot of people have also shared their view that the president could be dragging his feet, considering the family ties between them. Because even before the MP started petitioning for his dismissal, for his resignation, the Ghanaian citizenry has been on that case. They're saying that we don't think he's delivered enough, we don't think he's done his due mandate as the finance minister, and he needs to go. But then nothing has happened. So people are saying, do you think, honestly, and you also let us know in the comment section, is the president dragging his feet because of any form of favoritism?
We hope that is not the case, because then that will be a problem.
Exactly. Well, the finance minister over the week has been trending bad on Twitter. So he did say we should forget the past and look to the future with more promising economic moments. And Ghanaians have not let him breathe. They haven't really let him breathe at all. They are saying that we cannot forget that papaya has gone from 18 cedis to 60 cedis. I cannot forget that bread is now 20 cedis from 7 cedis. There are a lot of things I'm sure you cannot forget as well. Let us know in the comment section what you can't forget as we look into the future with more promising hopes.
Now, it looks like our stories for today are full of the, resign or be dismissed. Mr. Freddie Blay, who is the chairman of the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation and the former chairman of the National Patriotic Party, has also received calls to resign. And why is that, Nana? They are saying that, allegedly, he said 50% of the Jubilee Holdings Limited is going to be sold to Petrol SA, and that is the Petroleum Oil and Gas Corporation of South Africa. The questions they're asking is, why are you selling 50% stake of something that belongs to, a country to another country? And his reply was, I don't see myself having done anything wrong. The sale is lawful, and so I'm not resigning. And I hear that allegedly he's also said he would rather be fired than resign.
This is nothing new. I mean, we've sold certain stake in our state-owned companies to foreign entities. I mean, AngloGold has stake from a South African company, I think. We also have done that to Vodafone. Like, we've let go some of our stake to private investors across the globe to ensure that certain organizations can thrive. So this is nothing new, but what strikes me is the fact that he's not providing any form of education or information to those asking questions, and rather he's deep-rooted in the fact that he will not resign.
Okay, so he should say something like, okay, so these are the stipulations in, the sale. This is why we are doing the sale, So yeah, no, I agree with that.
Exactly.
You should explain why
exactly.
the 50% stake is going to Petrol SA.
And its legality should not be enough reason why people should accept it. Just because it's legal doesn't make it right.
Sure.
Exactly.
Sure.
But we are going on to our next story where legality is everything. So the EC has declared the presidential victory for the NPP NP What's his name again? Hold
Mr.
on.
Ernest Enim.
Mr. Ernest Enim. Listen, I was so hyped up in his victory that it skipped me. But yes, Mr. Ernest Enim has won the by-elections at Kumawu, and he becomes the MP leading Kumawu to days of prosperity. And it's not even surprising to me because it was a strong NPP seat that a lot of people doubted, but the NDC could have flipped green.
Well, we wish him all the best and hopefully he does great for the constituency.
Definitely.
Now, on to our last story. Now, this story has been trending on Twitter and it is still trending on Twitter. So, a Nigerian man living in the UK, please forgive my pronunciation of the name. His name is MD Tiamiyu. Now, he granted an interview to BBC, and that interview has angered Nigerians and basically a lot of people on the African continent. And I'm going to quote what he said. It is not like they, the Nigerian students, need the degree. They need the degree as an access road to come into the country. So a lot of these people have their priorities shifted real fast. It's not really about the education. And this is coming from, how most of us go outside the country to get a better education. So we apply on the student visa and all that. He granted the interview and said, we don't really apply for the student visa because we want to go to school. We apply because we want greener pastures. And I don't know if this happened before or after the interview, but British Home Secretary Suella Braverman announced in a statement on Tuesday that beginning from January 2024, Nigerians and other international students are barred from bringing in dependents into the UK. So apparently there's a law where, if you apply for scholarship and you go outside the country, you can bring some dependents. That has been scrapped. I'm going to tell you some of the things that were listed as going to be the effect of what he has done.
No staff.
One, you can no longer take your dependents to UK on a student visa. You can't switch to work visas until you finish studies. They will clamp down on using agents. Proof of funds might increase. Students' visas might be completely scrapped off. I am wondering, not to say, obviously, I'm sure that the people in the UK were well aware of this. I don't know whether this was meant to bring more light, but the question is, what prompted this man to grant such an interview? He's angered all of Africa.
He has, but then I felt like, and I still feel, that he's been made to take the fall for something that was going to happen. It was inevitable,
True,
right?
true.
The UK has been complaining or has had an issue of illegal immigrants for a long time, and the citizens have been at it, saying that there are a lot of people chipping into the country, mostly illegal, through illegal means, and it's not helping us, right? But then this guy seems to take the fall for something that was going to be rolled out either way. But to add more details to what is going to happen, so you can only take a dependent if you're going for a degree that spans over 3-4+ years. So if it's a PhD, you can take your wife, you can take your kids, you can take your brother, you can take a dependent with you. And also you cannot switch from a student visa till you're done, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
Exactly, because most people go to the UK and because of funding for tuition would want to defer, work, and then proceed to go to school after a year. But now that has been scrapped. Again, my opinion remains. He's taking the fall for something that was going to happen either ways.
Well, I saw an apology video. Maybe I'm looking at it from the perspective of, people who may be a bit upset because they are planning on applying for such a visa. He didn't really look remorseful to me. He said, I'm sorry, but it didn't look like he was remorseful. It's like, I've done it, whatever. Let's go.
I listened and I've watched the video. Again, I feel like he's being forced to do it because all of Africa is on his neck and he feels the need to own up to his actions.
Okay, but so hence I am not remorseful.
But then again, he doesn't even know exactly where he went wrong. Because in the apology video, he talks about how it's important for our perspectives to be heard, our needs to be heard. So I think in the good intentions of things, he thought, I'm doing this in order to sort of like make our situation better. And what happened, happened.
It did.
It did.
This has been ABC Highlights. My name is Golda Abadai.
And my name is Nana Kwame Brobe. You see that ring down there? Tap it. Turn on the notifications, subscribe, share, like our videos, and also follow us on all social media platforms. Is at
ABC News GH _.
Exactly. And also abcnewsgh.com is where you go for all your latest news in every sector. We'll see you.
See you.